Hey everybody. Give me a second while I notify everyone on Discord about the stream. Should be good. Okay. And then I need to get my reference up on the screen, on my second screen. We should be good to go. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Sharky, how's it going? Why is my palette here not working? So, just while I set some stuff up here, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing today. Today I'm going to be working with some ideas for the skin for the Purussaurus. I'm going to come up with a few. We'll see how far we get today. But yeah, that'll be the main focus. That way we have something to actually, paint on the skin of the Puru when we get to the texturing stage. So we're in Photoshop. This is a skin template that I create. I create one of these for every model that I do. And then I send this off to the team so they can start working on skin ideas as well. But I'm going to be using it for my own purposes right now. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm looking at some stuff in Discord because we have another artist working on some skin ideas and I don't want to overlap with the stuff that they're doing. So it's going to be a little bit difficult because the the artist has done a lot of stuff. And with crocodiles or like crocodilians in general, they kind of have a lot of their skin coloration tends to look the same. So it's going to be difficult to come up with something that's not either already being used or like similar to what's already been done, and kind of gives the Purussaurus an identity, It's going to be a little bit of a difficult balance, but we'll see what we can do. Let's see. We're just gonna get started. So I have my line art here. This is something that's exported from ZBrush, and then these are gonna be my color swatches up here in the upper right. We'll fill those up as we go, and then this is going to be my fill layer where I add all my colors to. I have this. Let's see what you guys are saying. It's my my computer has this weird overlay that's over the chat right now, so it's hard to see. Oh, Sharky, you're eating dinner right now. I keep forgetting the time difference. I'm doing pretty well. Still trying to wake up a bit. but I got my coffee here, so should be fine here soon. Have you heard Black-tailed Thief? Have you heard about Patol, the crocodile? Some say he's 25 to 26 feet long. In the Philippines. No, I have not. I have not heard about that crocodile. That sounds pretty gigantic. So I'm gonna start probably with an idea for a redwood skin. Why are you? I have to set this to multiply. And then these lines are going to bother me if they're so strong. So I'm going to start with something that's like an underbelly color, because it's usually pretty simple to start with that kind of stuff. Why do I have color dynamics on? I don't want that. I want the flattest sort of version of the color that I can get. So we have this underbelly color. I'm going to work with it kind of like I would work with stuff in Substance Painter. Like I'm going to create a new layer for every color. And then I'll add masks to like reveal or hide parts of that, and then we'll build it up that way. We'll see how that goes. It might be too complicated. Like I go back and forth on stuff like that in Photoshop. Between using a ton of layers and getting frustrated with the layers and just like reverting back to doing everything on one single one. Layers are nice, but inevitably I personally like, I'll like try to start out managing them, and something will, like I'll paint the wrong color on the wrong layer or something, and then everything gets screwed up. So I'll do my best to keep organized here, but we'll see how long it lasts. So the Peru, it's interesting. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do for the Peru colors. And the thing about designing a color scheme for stuff in games. Let me get my hue saturation stuff up here. Color. Where am I? Where are my sliders? Did I put them here? There we are. I think. The thing about designing stuff for a game is that like the player is going to be spending a ton of time with the character in game, right? And inevitably they're going to get kind of sick and tired of looking at the same color. Just like, you know, like I'm playing Elden Ring right now, Shadow of the Erd Tree, right? And I have a certain armor set on my character, but eventually... why are you doing this? Oh. Eventually I get tired of looking at the same armor set, right? And then I want to switch to something else. It kind of happens in... it'll happen in all kinds of games, I think. But in the sense of... You know, in our game, it's going to be like... Instead of being an armor set, it's going to be the actual like colors of the animal, I think. So then you're like thinking about what kind of stuff the player can switch over to. And you want to give them a nice variety of things to play as, right? And that's where I think like we can go super realistic with these color schemes, but the problem with that is that a lot of them are going to start looking the same. For that reason, I kind of lean towards kind of exaggerating the colors and patterns just a bit to give each skin an identity, like a very interesting looking visual sort of hook. That can kind of it makes the skin look different from the other skins in the set. Gives the player some sort of good just a good identifier for, oh, this is the redwood skin, this is the swamp skin, whatever we end up calling them. You want to have some sort of visual indication of what that is. And also just kind of having some fun with it. So we'll see how this ends up. We have a ton of different ideas already. So even if I completely fail at making a cool skin, we have some other options to fall back onto. But I'm going to try my hardest. Hey Blizzard, how's it going? You're gonna need some streams from me playing Elden Ring. I mean, I've thought about it. I don't know how. I mean, it could be cool. Could be fun to play and chat with people. I've never played a video game in front of people though. The expectations of people being really great at video games and streaming at the same time, I don't know. I'm like and then like Elden Ring can be very like what is it called? Rage inducing, Like imagine me like in a Millennia boss battle and just like dying 1,000 times on stream. I don't know how entertaining that would be. I do love that game though, especially the DLC that I'm playing through right now. I'm really enjoying it. I didn't realize how much I missed going through that game. Just the sense of like all the exploration that and just not knowing what's like gonna happen. It's very cool. I've just been taking, I also like to take my time with games like that too, I've just kind of been enjoying just like walking through the environments and just kind of taking it slow, very, very thoroughly, like coming through everything and trying to find everything I can, all that stuff. It's been a lot of fun. I'm also at the point, like my character, so I've played a lot of Elden Ring. Like I think technically in the game that I'm playing right now, I'm like on New Game Plus This would be my 4th or 5th time going through the whole game with the same character. So my character's pretty well leveled, and like, I mean, it's at the point where I can basically equip anything I want, with the exception of like a few spells, like super high level spells and crazy like strength weapons and stuff like that. I can pretty much equip anything I want. So I'm able to like adapt my build to whatever I'm fighting a little bit, which has been pretty fun. Like if I get stuck on a boss and something's just not working, I can like quickly like alter my build and try a different strategy, which has been really cool. I think if I were lower leveled with my character, it'd probably be much more much more challenging in a few ways. I feel like it's pretty difficult. The skill level, or you know, the sorry, I'm kind of distracted trying to get my layers set up here. The overall challenge of the game is pretty good. Like, the enemies hit really hard, bosses hit really hard. Feels much more like a not to say that the base game was very like easy, because it definitely wasn't. There were a lot of challenging boss fights and enemies and stuff in the base game. But this DLC feels much more. It feels much more like Dark Souls-y, like Dark Souls 3-ish, than I would say like the base game in Elden Ring did. It's a pretty good like I'm definitely having to stop and think and like methodically go through everything, which I like. Sharky, person never got into Souls-like games. Yeah, I understand. They're not like for everyone. Why do you think you didn't get into them? Is there just never like? Is there something particular about them that you don't gravitate towards, or what do you think it is? I didn't like jump on board with them for a while myself. It wasn't until much later. I did buy Demon Souls. Bought Demon Souls. Played it. Definitely thought it was way too freaking hard. Definitely lost my patience with it and just didn't go back to it until maybe like a few years later. I like revisited it and then really just like committed to trying to beat it, and I was definitely hooked. It kind of, those games really changed my perspective on I don't know, like how you can approach like a challenging like situation, or like just a lot about my own like patience levels, I guess. Because it's funny, like there's this like trend that I see, at least in myself when I play these games. Like say I'm fighting a boss. When I don't know what the boss is doing right in the beginning, I usually do pretty well because there's like no pressure, there's like no expectation. I have no idea what the boss is going to do. So I do pretty well in like the first or second attempts at a boss. Then when I start realizing what the boss is going to do and like the danger that it presents, I start getting very like I'll become like kind of conservative. That actually makes me perform worse. Like trying to be very careful, trying to be like very cautious, like trying to watch their move set. It'll make me actually get hit more, or like I'll just get tricked into their attacks much more. And then that's where like the frustration sets in, right? Because you're dying over and over and over and over again, and it's very hard to not like just get completely tilted, because you're just like hitting a wall. So there's that aspect of it too. It's like the more angry you get, the more impatient you become, the more reckless you become. So it makes you die even more. And then there's finally that point where you're just like, kind of just have to take a step back and kind of like chill out and just not overthink it too much. And then it kind of settles back into like, you start to learn the moves, you start to, get the feel of the boss, you start getting an edge on it, and then gradually you push toward a win, And once you get that win, that's like a crazy rewarding feeling to get. Probably one of the most rewarding feelings I've ever had in some of the video games I've played. I think they're, for those reasons, just that experience alone, I think they're really great. I mean, and they're beautiful games too. I mean, definitely very dark, but like my favorite From Software games are Bloodborne is probably my absolute favorite, followed pretty closely by, it's hard to say, Dark Souls 3 or like Elden Ring, especially this DLC. With the addition of the DLC, it's kind of challenging that position. It might be my second favorite, honestly. It's hard to say at this point. Maybe I'll have to reassess once I finish everything. But it's pretty cool. I really, really like it. Mr. Brownie, has the Purussaurus been rigged yet? I mean, it's been rigged by me. Like a very quick little rig to test out some poses and stuff, but not as far as like getting rigged by one of the animators. No, they're going to have to re-rig it and like do all the weight painting and stuff like that. So not in like an official capacity, no. Just me kind of playing around with stuff. So this, I think, this pattern is working. I think it's different from what the others have started to do. So that's good. like brownie. I will open up the file so you can see what we did. I'm not sure if you were here last time, but I'll show you what we did. We just did a quick pose for fun, just to kind of see what the what it would look like posed out. Purussaurus. So it's not textured or anything. It's just the base mesh with a quick rig, some basic weight painting, and yeah, we just made a quick like aggressive little pose. Probably use this to test out some of the textures on. We'll get it finessed out a little bit better because there's like little things about the pose that I would change. To make it look good. But we'll probably do some cool renders out of here with some textures on it and a good pose. We also, so this is to scale. Well, I wish I had I might ask for the tribal model to add in here really quickly, but see this cube right here? This is the height of a person. So this would be to a 6 foot tall person. So that's how he looks next to them. So he's pretty big. And this is more like it's on the kind of conservative side for their size. We could probably scale him up just a little bit more. And still be okay. So yeah, that's that. That's what we did last time. Beast Nugget, make him big. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will, you know, we'll go big or go home, I guess they say. We'll kind of just get like, probably just like a random kind of stripy pattern here at the tail. These patterns would probably go all the way, or like wrap around, like all the way underneath the tail too. We might want to bring this more out, like here. And then just make it kind of spotted. Now, come on, Photoshop. Do I have my brushes loaded in here? I do not. I thought I did. Where are all my... I guess we'll just stick with these brushes. These are like the most... They are some of my favorite brushes. They don't have the like little spotty brushes that I tend to use though. I didn't load them up, but we'll deal with it. I just want like some kind of little breakup in here. Maybe like some spots, or maybe just like a kind of just a gradient of some sort. Just so it's not like perfectly smooth. That's probably the plan, Beast Nugget. We'll kind of take it a step at a time, but that's likely what we will do. We'll see how it goes. How many patterns would the Purussaurus have? I don't know. The plan for me, as far as like my job goes, you know, is I am going to be doing a total of 3 textures for the Peru. So in each of those, we'll have a male, female version, and I think it's a juvie version, either a juvie or subadult version. I can't remember. So that's the plan as far as like what I'm responsible for. I'm gonna get some teeth in here because I don't like how these are like taking on the color in here. We'll get a teeth layer. Teeth layer is really easy because it doesn't change. Teeth color is always going to be the teeth color. Kind of roughly get that in there. And then we'll just lock it so that way I don't adjust it. So that's the teeth. Then we want one for the eye color as well. The eye color, I don't know what it'll be. Just do like a yellow for now, maybe. Yellow orange. We'll leave that there too. We probably also want one for that mouth interior. Mouth interior. Probably some kind of pale color that sort of fades out on the edges here. I didn't do... Maybe I should get a front view of him so we can see the inside of the mouth. Because sometimes the inside of the mouths have some pretty interesting patterns on crocodilians. But we'll put that there like that. These colors do not change, so I'm going to keep those like that. So let's see what we can get into. So we only have 3 colors so far. We still have we have 4 more that we can add here. I wonder. I can duplicate this. I do like whatever this color is. I picked on accident, but I like it. That's a cool. So I totally screwed up my. We're gonna put these in a layer. I mean, in a group, and we'll mask it. Mask it out. This is mouth, eyes. Why can't I type today? There we go. That looks pretty cool. I like that idea. Just happened on accident. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this whole stack. We'll revisit this idea of just like the darker, like it sparked something. So I'll come back to this later. And then we'll finish up the idea that we have here. This, and then what I want to do is I want this to gradiate like that. And the background is probably a little bit too dark. I should put that at a more neutral color. That way we can actually see what's going on. Cyan, thank you. Cyan? Sorry if I'm screwing up your name. Will it be difficult to model hatchlings UV subadult? Yes and no. It'll be difficult in the sense that, I mean, we don't know really what a juvenile Purussaurus would look like, right? But at the same time, you have all of the crocodilians that are living today and what all of their little babies look like. So we have a good idea of like how their proportions change as they get older. So, you know, with all that additional reference, it helps. So we have 3 colors. I like this darker, like, this darker kind of gradient from back to front, but I want to incorporate, sometimes crocodiles have this like, they have a lighter sort of stripy pattern, and then on the outer edges, it's like dark. So I want to duplicate this a little bit. Delete the layer mask, and then we'll invert it. So as it's transitioning, like right here, I want to give it like a dark edge around the stripe, and we'll probably continue it down here. Make sure it feels nice and organic. And then eventually this darker edge will fade out. Let me see. Is this, Cyan, is this something related to Showcase or something else? Excuse me. I'm not sure I understand the question. What do you mean by Showcase? Is it possible to see the skin in 3D? Soon. Right now, I'm just making an idea. So it's not, I'd have to paint on the actual model to get it, to get it viewable in 3D. Maybe we could like project it really quickly onto the high poly and see how it looks. But right now I'm just coming up with ideas. They're not like, it's not like, it's not super easy to just pop it on the model, you know. It's not like the click of a button or anything. There's a process. So it's not super quick. We'll get it there though. We'll get it on the model soon. I mean, do you paint for the portfolio or something else? This is for the game. This is going to be considered, you know. I'm going to submit this for review. They will consider whether this is actually working. If it is, we'll actually put this into the game. So this is actually for the game. If you're interested to see what it would be like to like prepare some of this stuff for like a portfolio presentation, I might be doing some of that. But I don't know. That seems like a little bit self-indulgent. So I don't know if that's where I'll go with the stream. We will do like renders for like presentation as far as like, so you know, Islander can use to share, to show the progress on the Puru, or like just to show some cool presentation for the models. We'll do that. But yeah, this is for the game. It's not just for me to have fun and make a skin. Runaway Cobra. Do you make a lot of designs that get decided on? Yes and no. I mean, I have in the past done a lot of this sort of work for other games and other projects. So there's a lot of this kind of stuff. You make these designs and you know, share your ideas, and then usually a team of people or maybe just one person decides whether it's working or not, and then you move forward with those, or you make changes, stuff like that. So I've had a lot of experience, but a lot of experience doing that sort of thing on other projects. But for Echoes of Extinction, I mean, we've done some quick skin concepts for like the Dryo, Eocarcharia, Ouranosaurus, but primarily the skins that have been worked on so far have been generated by other artists. We have a lot of artists that are really good at making skins. So while I'm like focusing on just the model itself, they are working on skins for the game. So I don't have to do everything by myself, you know. I'm going through this Purussaurus stuff because I think it's important to show like how you would go about it. I want to show like every step of the process on stream, at least once, you know. But I may or may not be doing more of this later. Depends on the time I have and what everybody else is doing, I suppose. I'm starting to like learn as I've kind of gone through my years here in the industry that I don't have to do everything, you know. There's plenty of people who are willing to help, plenty of really cool artists that are super capable at doing all this stuff as well. It's okay to have other people help you with your work. That's part of what being a team is about, especially on a video game project. Okay. Hi, Spartan. Thank you. I think this outline, this dark outline is working. I might want to bring it more up here into the face though. Or maybe just a little bit more dark up here. Just a tiny bit. Sometimes I really hate the way Photoshop like zooms in and out. No. See, here's where my plan is starting to fall apart with being like super organized with my layers, because I just got kind of irritated right there. And then this is always what happens. Like I'll start trying to be like super nice and neat with my layers and stuff, and then I'll just get like fed up with a certain part of it, like clicking things on and off and like trying to find the right layer, and then I'll just like make a new layer and do whatever I want on it. It doesn't take much. I think that might be something that comes out of, because I like direct painting a lot more than like doing everything on little layers. Like I would much rather just like paint everything on one layer. You can't do that though when you're working professionally, because you have to be like super flexible with what you're doing. So like people, you know, people need to like make a banner, and they need to isolate the character from the background so they can put it on the banner and have the logo behind it or something like that, you know. So you have to be able to work with a bunch of layers. But for me personally, I just feel like it's very clunky to work with. Like a lot of my time is just spent trying to organize and remember what layer I'm on. But it makes the clients happy, so I suppose that's the plus. So I like this. I like what's going on here in the belly. I like these little kind of ghosted edges of the stripes as they get like closer to the belly. I feel like the base layer though is kind of it's like one note, you know? It needs something. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 colors so far. I think I could probably add some sort of color to the base layer that gives it some variety. Yeah, I think it needs something. So I gotta I should just like, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. What could I add? One thing that I'm a little bit worried about is that it's too orange. Like a little bit too bright. So maybe something to tone the orange down, but add some variety. We could try something a little bit crazy. Oh man. Photoshop, come on. Try something a little bit crazy. Now don't get scared, everybody. It's gonna be fine. This is, we'll see if it works. This is some, I'm going to try to use the blue to kind of neutralize the orange a bit. And create like a gray, but it won't be gray. It'll be like a nice sort of colorful gray. You'll see what I mean in a second, I hope. If not blue, then we can actually use maybe gray. But the thing is, if I use gray, like if I use a grayer sort of orangey color, it's gonna appear slightly bluish tinted because of the color contrast. But we'll see how it goes. I want to like make it kind of speckled. We'll probably change the layer mode so that way it's not like a pure. There's more blending going on between the two. And I want it to be more so on the back. And maybe on the head a little bit. And then we'll tone it down. And try and play with the blending modes. Because I want it to be kind of like a... that's cool. That makes it look like a more rusty. The hard light is pretty cool. Because it's a cooler tone color, but it's not like we're not actually using like something super aggressive like a pure blue or something. This is something in traditional media you would use. This would be like a glaze. Like you would take like a very transparent bluish color, and then you would glaze it over the top of your painting, probably like a very warm area of your painting to create a more neutral color. So that's what this would be considered. I just want to tone, I want to tone the orange down just a little bit. I still want it to be orangey, orange-ish, but not so bright. I like it, but I don't like the way this is interacting here. I feel like those need to be darker to add more contrast. Because if you look at, it's important to look at, where's the, it's important to look at the values of a pattern, and I'm looking for good contrast. So if you look at look at the area right here on the back, see how you can actually see the difference between this base color and the stripes. There's a distinct difference here. But if you look here, it's like they're kind of blending together. Like you can't really tell very easily where the stripes are and where, or like they're not stripes here, they're spots. But you can't really tell exactly where the spots are and where the base color is. So that to me is not working well. This area is not working well either. So I need to fix it. If we're gonna do this kind of thing, I need to fix that problem. So probably come back to this, and we'll grab this selection. And we'll darken, we have to darken these spots, I think. If we're gonna do that, we have to darken the spots up here. Painting is just organizing layers and giving up halfway through. Yeah, it can be. So that works. Let's see what we can do. So we tried this bluish color. It does add some variety like I wanted. I found a nice brush in here that I liked. Where did it go? It was nice and subtle, kind of spotty. This one? I just want to darken up the feet a little bit. So that's good to me. I would like the white here to come up into the jawline just a little bit more. Oh my god. Photoshop, please. I don't know what it is about Photoshop lately, but like I used to be able to get like a very smooth, like if you click and drag, you should be able to zoom in very smoothly. But lately it's just been like doing weird crap like that. I hate it. You have to deal with it though. I'll bring back these spots in here because I was losing them. So that's... How many colors do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can use 2 more. What would I use? I'm not even sure at this point. We could try something. I'm just looking at some reference right here on my screen. We could do like little pops of like more brighter colors on the face. Because I am seeing like, I'm seeing these caimans and they have like nice like rusty orangish colors on their faces. So we could do some like, let me see. Probably want it under the stripes still. But maybe like something more bright. Not, I don't know. I'm a little concerned about how far I'm pushing the brightness, the saturation of the colors, but we'll see. Because it would tie in the color of the eye a little bit into the design. Not to say that, you know, the eye color, I wonder if the eye color can be changed from design to design. That's something I haven't asked. We could get some sort of yellow kind of spots in there, or like kind of subtle. I don't want it to be crazy. But just like hitting it every little, like there's some cool references I have that they have like very bright like yellow in between their scales. So we could do that pretty easily in Substance Painter. This could be like more on the male than the female. I think for the female, I would tone down a lot of this orange and make it a little bit more like a warm gray color. Let's see, this is one of my favorite brushes. Let's see how that does. Might want to use it as an eraser. Yeah, I like that it feels... I want it to feel like reminiscent of a real caiman, but not... like, one thing that I hate... Well, I shouldn't... Hate's a strong word, but one thing I dislike is when, skin coloration and pattern is just, like, copy-pasted from, like, a living animal onto a extinct one. Like you see it happen a lot with cassowaries. Like you'll see like an oviraptor with like a straight up cassowary color on it, like exactly. I don't really like that. So I want it to feel like, you know, related to that, like a real crocodile would have or a caiman would have, but I don't want it to be the exact same color distribution and pattern distribution, you know. So I'm trying to be careful. So this is the yellow. These are... which brush set is this? I have no idea. I didn't label it. I think this is a brush set that's fairly new. Because No. I don't know. I have so many brushes in here. I need to like do a purge. I'm going to erase back in just a little bit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. I can use another color. Maybe we do like a subtle like belly color alteration. Like we'll take the same color that's on the belly and then we'll darken it up just a little bit and add some like little speckles. Or we can just like totally obliterate the belly color. Give me a second. That brush was much more dense than I thought it was going to be. Where are... So come back with the black. Kind of... I just want like a subtle like modeling of the color just to add some variety. I don't want it to feel like a solid... If you have just a solid color throughout the whole thing, it just starts to feel like a cartoon. Like it starts to feel like a cell shaded cartoon thing. So I want some variation. We are kind of restricted as to how many colors we can use, so I'm trying to pump as much variation out of it as I can. This one... I like it, but maybe we can play around with some of this. No, undo that. Maybe it's the... No, I do like it that it's more neutral, like this. Maybe it's too cool. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. That's super purple, super saturated, very green. I think the color's okay probably, but maybe slightly less saturation on the blue. Try to make it darker. Maybe just a little less saturated on the blue, so it's not so cool. We can also do some adjustments after the fact, so we can kind of play with if I mix in some green and some blue, it'll neutralize a little bit more. I think maybe what's happening is it's too saturated still. I just undid my, there we go. What I wanted is to preview. Maybe take back the green. So this stuff is like super nitpicky stuff that I get into. Because I do I don't know. I feel like just little subtle shifts in color like this can change the whole feeling of something, of a scene or a skin or something. It can be really, it can change it a lot, basically. So I want to make sure that it's feeling properly, like set. It's kind of hard to quantify some of these ideas. It's a lot of like color theory stuff. And color theory is already like kind of abstract and super preference based to begin with. Is it better? I kind of don't like I like that there is some variation in the orange here, but I don't think this yellow is the right yellow. I think it's too like green. It's like a lemony yellow. I want it to be more like golden. Let's see if I can shift it with any of these blending modes. This is kind of cool, the more like orange here. Sometimes I just go through like all of these and see what it does. Sometimes you get nice like little accidents. Like this is cool. I like that. How it's brighter there. I like that. And then we have do I like the cooling off of the palette? I don't like what it does to the neutrals. What if we add a photo filter over it? Photo filter. What is the fade brush near the bottom called? The bottom of this? Or like, what do you mean? Are you talking about the color? I mean, the brush palette here? So if you put on a photo filter and then you can play with these. It's very subtle. Like, except for the blue, the cooling filters are too aggressive. So I'm just trying to pay attention to what it's doing to the color overall. I think it's lacking. See, this is too like lemon yellowy. Don't like. Nope. I think probably one of these warming filters. I just think it needs to be unified just a little bit more. You're kind of sorry guys. I'm like this is kind of the reality of it though. So I think it's important to show. It's like these little tiny little adjustments that I keep going back and forth trying to find a good balance of things. It's part of the work. So I think that is in a fairly good spot. I'll worry about, well, we'll get the swatches up temporarily. I probably will make a lot more adjustments to this. Just so I'm like actually confident about what is going on here. But let me just swatch these out for a second. I need that's fine. So let me turn off the line art layer and we'll pick our swatches, we'll fill those, and then we'll move on to something new. So we have this orange, this bright orange. Oh my gosh, Photoshop, please. So we have that bright orange, then we have this sort of, we'll go to the dark color. We have this kind of coffee color. We have this reddish brown color. Right here. Then we have this orange, like base color. We have the orange base color. We have this one. Am I missing one? We have these. We have the bright orange. We have this. Oh, we have this like reddish, this color here. This one. The like sub stripey color. I hope you guys like my my very technical color naming convention. Or maybe I already picked that. We do have the base color for this the underbelly, and then we have this like slightly darker one. And then I don't know, maybe I'm going nuts or something because I don't remember. I thought we had a full palette, but we might be missing one still. Let me see. this lower color. 1. This is 2. Let me pick from layer. Current layer. These two, this one is there. And then we built on top of that one. So we have this reddish brown. 1, 2, 3. Reddish brown. Then we had this darker, like, stripe color. And then we had dark stripes. We have that orange. Or we have this blue, this bluey color. But it's not actually blue. It is a glaze. So that's this color. There we go. There's the palette. So that would be the male. I like it. I do like it. I need some refinements here and there. But let's start on another one. Let's start on a different one. This was a base idea. I have no idea what biome this would fit in, but I want to do like a very dark colored one. We'll still start with this like lighter underbelly tone. Maybe slightly cooler. That's a little bit I don't like how like pink. It looks kind of pink there. That's fine. We'll add some variety to it because we'll likely need it. So I'll go on to multiply, and then we'll use the same color over top of itself and see what that does. This brush is actually not a scatter brush. I'm surprised. Let's try to change it into one. So I think it would look good as a scatter. Shape dynamics, we want angle jitter. Yeah. Just to add a little bit of variation in there. Mask it. We'll kind of work back and forth a little bit. So we have this dark. It's the same color that we used before. But let's see what actual color this is. It's a dark red. I think we can do something interesting with this. Because I'm thinking kind of like maybe like alligator snapping turtle-ish. They're overall very dark. But they have little. It depends on the snapping turtle that you're looking at, I suppose. But they have like little splashes of like different colors inside of it. How long did it take me to do that first one? Oh, it took me like an hour and a half. That took longer than I expected. So we'll see how far we get with this one. Well, I don't know. Let's just play around. Play around and see what we arrive at. I don't want to be too influenced by the ref. So let's see what pattern we come up with here. Well, that's kind of interesting how it goes in a line. So already right there, I like that kind of spotty. See that spot kind of pattern that's happening on the belly? Can I like size up my brush, please? Something kind of spotty on the belly. It looks cool. Let me kind of elaborate on that idea before I lose it. So I'm just like, I'm seeing something here. Just want to get the line art back on. A yellow-bellied slider turtle. Let's see. I'll look it up. Slider. Ooh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It's got like this stripy... I like the face. We might be able to incorporate something like that. Okay. I'm gonna put I'll drop a few of those images in my reference sheet. And we'll like see what we can do. Ooh, there is one image that I really like. It's got some cool patterns on the face. Oh, you own a yellow belly slider? That's really cool. Yeah, if you want to, that'd be cool. Any cool patterns he or she has on them would be nice reference. The thing that I'm kind of catching on to is like they have an interesting like stripy sort of pattern going down their legs. At least the one that I'm looking at. They have some interesting patterns going down their legs. And it's something you don't really see on crocodiles, but it could maybe work. Let's see. Play around. So I think eventually with the Peru, we're gonna get a lot of like very typical like crocodile caiman inspired skins, which is totally fine. But eventually we're going to need to we're going to have to inject some variety in here, you know? Something that breaks out of the norm of what you would expect from a croc or a alligator. Maybe we could even go... I'll be brave here. I'll try to be. This, they have more bold. They're just more bold in terms of their patterns. So let's see if we can incorporate some of that on here. The one thing that I don't want to have, though, is like... the bigger the pattern, it can kind of make your concept feel small. Like the scale of the pattern kind of correlates to the scale of the animal in a bit, you know, in a way. So I want to make sure that I'm maintaining the size. So we'll see how we do here. But I do like this sort of flow. They have these turtles. They have a very... Here, I'll show you. What I'm looking at is this area. Right here. On the neck. That area looks super interesting to me. But it's like... it's a very small area of the whole animal. And I'm trying to like figure out how to extrapolate it, you know? To like a bigger... surface area, and that's kind of the challenge. if I like the white around the eye. I think that might be a little bit weird. I don't know. And then this, I would want it to break up more into more of a traditional, like, sort of croc kind of scattering pattern here. I do want the stripes, like the suggestion of stripes, but not super overpowered. It does look cool that he kind of has like a little mask going on. Could be cool. And I want to kind of reflect what's going on in the leg, the hind leg up here. With maybe a bit bolder stripe. Trying to get this idea. So I'm kind of getting quiet and concentrating here. I'm just trying to get this idea out. See if I can get it out before end of stream. I like the idea of like the tips of all of the osteoderms or like the scutes being lighter. Just a tiny bit. The bigger ones at least. Doesn't have to be every single one. So far we have 3 colors. So I like what's going on here so far. I think I want to try like a yellow. Kind of a pale yellow. I don't want to go too crazy. Like underneath the black in certain areas. I'll try one of these. Probably just like under here. Ooh, that actually looks really cool. I did that a little bit on accident. I don't know. Maybe it's not that cool, but we'll see. What if I add some of this orange here? Kind of like a transition color. I don't know. I think I just like the variety of it. Kind of breaks up the super smooth transition. Maybe we could add it in here. This is the yellow. I don't know if I want the yellow on the back leg. Maybe not. I'll take that off there. Maybe. I do like that there's additional color there. This is that orange. I'll keep it like that. Maybe a little bit more saturation. I do like that. Just a touch of additional color. We'll keep it there for now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. Maybe we could use like a variant of the dark color here. Let's try. So this color is dark, like red. We could try to go slightly lighter. I'm probably going to erase like most of it. Maybe we could try and multiply. It's mostly just going to be for color variation. It's not going to be for like any like super impactful yeah, it's just color variation. But I want it to be noticeable. I don't want it to be like super. Are we actually getting? So it is on there. Let's try and multiply. It's probably better to like actually see some contrast on this stuff. And I'll just use this kind of grungy brush to paint it on. Kind of random. I don't want it to be super uniform. Then we have to make sure that this is being applied here. What do I want? I want to invert it, and then I want to. Do I want to mask it? Let's see. Yeah. Something like that to add some depth to that dark area. So we have 5, 6. So we have one more color. I'm gonna put these black, like the dark colors, on in their own group. That way I can edit them together. Because they need to stay like restricted to each other. Okay, sorry. I'm reading some stuff. Okay. Get back to this. So we'll start modifying. Getting into more patterns here on the side, I think. These were, oh, that's the mouth mask. Just add a mask to the whole thing. That way I can keep everything contained in here. Except that needs to get taken off. Okay. This is the dark color here. Hey Spartan, thank you. Just trying to like finish up, get this in a good spot. I'm not finish up. I probably will. I don't know if I want to dedicate another stream to doing just pure skins. I think people get the idea of like how I go about it now. Maybe at the start of next stream, I'll like show where the skins ended up, and then we'll start to move on to the next phase, actually applying the skin, like prepping everything for texturing in Substance Painter, and then we'll get moving on that. But so far, I think I need to work on the tail. I haven't really touched the tail, so I need to work on that. And then we're still missing, I think, a color. Get rid of these. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're missing 2 colors. We can incorporate 2 more in here. So we'll see how it goes. So we had this one. We had this one. So very kind of different moods, I suppose, if we compare the 2 of them. But I think that's kind of what we need. So I'm going to try for like at least 3 or 4 very solid ones. Ones that I'm more confident in. And then I'll submit these for review. Oh, but I need to actually keep these together. So I'll organize that later. Let's see, what time are we at? So we are at the end of the stream. So it wasn't took a little longer to get the first skin out, but I think getting the second one was much easier. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here and checking out the stream today. And we'll keep going with the Peru next week, next Saturday. Wednesday stream is still looking good. Probably more we're kind of in like texturing and skin phase for a lot of these models. So we might be doing more of that for the other species next week on Wednesday. And I think that's all I have. So yeah, thanks again for everyone being here. Hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day, everybody.